Welcome 7th graders to a quick explanation of your Unit 3 activity. This is a performance task and it's broken up into a few different steps. First thing to do will be to choose a poem from the 5 options that you have in your activity. Secondly, you'll be analyzing the poem you choose and looking more closely at the elements of poetry. These you can find in your tutorials from this unit. So you shouldn't have to look too hard because most of the information will be in a tutorial. And then most importantly, you're going to recite your poem. So you can recite it with a teacher either over the phone, over Google Meet, or if you need to, you can record it in a video. All right, so let's look at these tasks more carefully. So first of all, these are the 5 poems you can choose from. And every single one of these are from Unit 3 in your class. So most of them are from Discovering Meaning in Poetry, or Hearing Sound in Poetry, or Crafting Structure in Poetry. If you click on these, each one of these is a link to the poem so that you can look at them. And then you'll state right here which poem you've chosen. And then once you've chosen a poem, make sure you look at these slides for an explanation of your poem. So for example, I'm going to look at Fire and Ice here. So this is, if I was choosing that first one, Fire and Ice, here is the link to the poem. It's pretty short. But even more importantly, on the next page, slide 9, on this first tab, they give me an explanation of what this poem meant right here in the bottom. You can also use outside tools like Google and see if you can get a further analysis of the poem that you choose if you need it. All right, let's go back to this here. So analyzing this poem is step 2. And that's what I was just showing you. So it says, analyze your poem by answering the following questions. And you can find the explanation of all these elements in your tutorials. If you click on any of these that are in blue underline, if you're not sure what it means by a sound device, click on this link and it will explain it and give you examples. So you want to make sure you give examples from your poem. So if you say your poem uses consonants, then write an example from your poem of consonants. If this step is a little tricky, that's what us English teachers are here for. And then the last step of this is to choose what the theme of your poem is. So this is what you believe the poem is really about. Okay. Step 3 is to describe the speaker of your poem. So who do you think the speaker actually is? Obviously, you know the name of the author, but use your imagination. Who do you think they were at the time that they wrote the poem, and what were they feeling? Because poetry is usually emotional. It usually has something to do with some kind of conflict in an author's mind or something that they feel strongly, whether it's love or confusion or frustration. Okay, and once you decide what you think they're feeling, what's their tone of voice? Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they thoughtful? Are they quiet? Are they loud? Okay, you get to make those decisions and describe it how you believe this poem is supposed to be told. Now, lastly, and most importantly, this is the performing step. In this final step, you will practice your poem until you know it practically by heart. A big suggestion, helpful hint, is to find on YouTube a version of your poem being read aloud, because then you'll know how it's supposed to rhyme and the beat that it should have and how to pace yourself, whether to read it quietly and softly or loudly. Once you've practiced it and you feel like you're ready to perform, like I mentioned at the beginning, you can contact a teacher, an English teacher, and recite it over the phone, or we could do that in Google Meet. Or if you're not comfortable with those, you can also record a video. All right, we look forward to seeing what you do with this project and to hearing your poems. And anytime, if you're stuck on a step, please just reach out to myself, Mrs. That's Mrs. Bryant and Mrs. Abriani. Have fun!